Hi, it's Maggie with Golden Lights Within, and today I just wanted to talk about two aspects of quantum biology and circadian health that I am personally zeroing in on and just always looking for ways to mitigate. And so hopefully this can spark something within you as well on your path. So those would be decreasing blue lights, artificial, isolated blue light from like screens and things like that, and then also decreasing my exposure to non-native EMFs. And so those are the two, big things that I feel like I really try to focus in on when it comes to my health. And so that looks like a lot of the things that I describe in these, videos, but it looks like following the light spectrum of the day. So getting up at sunrise, being outside as much as I can during the day, not having, overhead fluorescent lights. Like I just don't really turn my lights on. I have candles at night. I get out and get that UV light during the day according to my skin type. I spend time out in the shade, getting that infrared light that's very good for you. And, if I have to be on technology, right, I've got blue light blockers, I've got Iris software to reduce or take away the flicker and artificial blue light from screens. Same thing with my phone. I've got a red filter on it. So I do all of these things, right? Go outside and ground. I try to hit all these things on a daily basis. And that is what I do to help increase my health. So another thing that I do, right, is I'm very much pay attention to how much time I'm on my phone when it's not on airplane mode, right? When I'm holding it and like looking through things or responding to people, I'm just cognizant of that. I'm not scared to do it, but I'm just cognizant, like I'm not going to just be holding it and scrolling for hours, right, on, different social media apps or something like that. So I'm very, I would say, aware and conscious of how I use that. And so just utilizing all these principles, but at the end of the day, I just wanted to boil it down to the two things that I'm focused on. And that is, decreasing that artificial blue light and decreasing exposure to non-native EMFs so I can just live well, be in the best health I can. And I think that those are really important aspects of it, and then of course on Golden Lights Within, I talk about all aspects of health, but those two, when it comes to quantum biology and circadian health, are very pivotal, very important. So I hope this helps you just to kind of think about your own life and again, ways to mitigate things in those areas, not like in a fear-based way, but just like you're empowered, you have this information. So how can you use technology wisely, and how can you live as close as possible to nature's rhythms and just simplify that for yourself? More time outside and more time following that light cycle, so the light dark cycle of the day, and less time on screens and technology. And if you do have to use them, be conscious, of how you're using them, how long you're using them, right? Like if you're on your laptop, maybe you can take it outside, or you can open up the window and get some of that infrared light. You can put the Iris software on your computer to take out the artificial blue light, right? So there's a lot of things that you can do to still utilize the technology in a smart way, but to just always be conscious of how much screen time you're getting and in what way you're getting it, I think is important to do. And I can't stress this enough, in a non-fear-based way, right? The knowledge is power. Just use it to, live with these things to the best of your ability, right? Because we have to, obviously function in society, but knowing these principles can really help you tap back into nature and think for yourself and live a better life. So I hope this was helpful. A little bit of rambling, but just wanted to go over the main two things that are on my mind always when it comes to this. And, kind of behind all these videos, those are two big drivers for me to live a more, you know, aligned health to the well-being that I would like to have. So thank you for viewing this Golden Lights Within video, and I will catch you in the next one.